The first step towards self-improvement that I wish I knew at 18 was staying 100 with myself. Now, you guys are probably wondering, like, what am I even talking about? Like, what does that even mean? Okay, well, let me explain to y'all. This is the part where I do go into a story time, so story time. So a couple months ago, that was about the last time that my fat ass has stepped foot in a gym. I really been slacking. I gotta get on that. Anyways, a couple months ago was the last time I stepped foot in a gym. And you know, prior to me going to the gym that night, in the morning, I woke up, I was like, yes, I'm gonna go to the gym today. I'm gonna pack my clothes. Like, I literally packed my clothes, packed my meal, got my protein. Like, I was ready to go to the gym later that night, right? And so what my days consist of is from about 8 o'clock in the morning to about 3, I'm in school. And then from 3 to 8, I'm at work. And then around 8 to 10 is when I usually like to go to the gym. So like, I literally have like 14-hour days, right? Non-stop. After I got off work, I was driving home and I was coming up on the gym, right? I was only like 30 seconds away from the turn to the gym. And out of nowhere, I was like, let me go home. Like, actually, let me not go to the gym. Let me go home. But then a part of myself was like, wait, what? No, like, why would I not go to the gym? I got my clothes, I got my meal, I got everything. Let me go to the gym. Then another part of my mind was like, no, let me not go to the gym. And so it was just tug of war of going to the gym, not going to the gym, going to the gym, not going to the gym. And mind you, I only had 30 seconds to choose because I was coming up on the turn quick. And so as soon as I came up on the turn, I didn't go to the gym. I kept going straight and took my ass home. Now, in my head, I try to justify myself. It's because, like, you know, I have a lot of homework to do, and so, you know, it's actually better if I put my time into my homework. Or no, it's because, like, you know, my shoulder's hurting just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like I probably shouldn't lift too heavy of weights, like, while my shoulder's hurting, right? I was thinking of just so much BS excuses, and then I was like, wait, no, none of those are true. I didn't go to the gym just because I didn't choose to not go to the gym because of all those other excuses. I chose not to go to the gym because I simply chose not to go to the gym. Like, let me not BS myself. Okay, let me keep it real with myself. Let me hold myself accountable. Let me not bullshit. I didn't go to the gym because I was being a lazy little bitch, right? Like, that's simply what it was. For the people who've been around, you see my YouTube name is RN800, and you know the catchphrase I say at every end of the video, which is stay 100 with yourself. And what I mean by this is, you know, when you're starting your journey of self-improvement, I feel like the most important thing that you're always going to come to first is self-awareness. Self-awareness, self-accountability, and basically just being able to just keep shit real with yourself, knowing to like hold yourself to high standards, or just knowing that you have these values, these morals, these standards that you have to hold yourself to. And if you don't, then who else is gonna do that, right? When no one's watching. So again, the point I'm trying to make is before you start the habits, the detoxing, the new hobbies, the first step towards self-improvement is to stay true to yourself and who you are, right? Staying true to your values, your morals, your emotions, being self-aware of, you know, your actions, how you react to certain things, just all things of those sort, right? Now, this can mean a lot of things still. For starters, realizing that if you're not living in alignment with, you know, the person who you want to become, it is about having the self-awareness to hold yourself accountable. And again, accountable is the word that I want you guys to really remember, because when no one is watching you, are you yourself able to hold yourself to those same standards, values, and morals that you normally would if people were watching you? And again, when everybody starts off on their self-improvement journey, we all initially go through this phase of having self-awareness, right? But most people have it on like a surface level. When they first start off, like, you gotta have a level of self-awareness to realize that your life is shit, or you just want to change something, right? And so you make the initiative to change. But I feel like for some people, they stop at a certain level, right? Like, they don't have enough self-awareness to go deeper within themselves, or they don't really have the skills to keep themselves accountable for when they're slacking. And self-awareness is one of the greatest skills you're always going to have in life, right? Being able to be self-aware about your surroundings, your emotions, your triggers, your motivations, all these things are really going to help you and guide you on your journey. If you're someone who lacks, you know, self-awareness, or doesn't really even fully know themselves, then don't worry, right? Like, this is great. Like, this is a good start. So there's a couple practices you can do right now to start building up your self-awareness, and it is practicing mindfulness, right? So meditation is going to be your best friend on this one, and being able to be still and observe your thoughts. Now, most people, when they think of meditation, they really think that it's like you have to have a clear mind, you have to be in a state of like just pure enlightenment and just a right? Like, that's what people mostly think of when they think of meditation. And again, there are different types of meditations and with their own different intentions. But like, bro, for this video, like, we're human, right? Like, our minds are running 1,000,000 miles an hour. The purpose is not to ignore our thoughts. So the purpose is to fully be aware of our thoughts, right? Literally sit down and just any thought that pops into your head, acknowledge it, be aware of it, and let it be. If another thought pops in, acknowledge it, be aware of it, let it in, right? Like, literally just sit there and observe your thoughts. That's it. You don't have to force yourself to have a clear mind. Literally sit there, be still, focus on the breathing, and just pay attention to the thoughts that are just running in your head. And another thing you could do to develop mindfulness is to literally just sit in your room and stare at your wall. And I'm not kidding when I say this, literally sit in your room and stare at your wall. When you do that and you have no distractions around you, you're forced to just literally sit there and think about everything. Like literally think about the things that are just around your surroundings, the things that, the smell, the touch, what you're feeling internally, externally, thoughts that are running in your head. Like when is the last time you really just sat down and thought to yourself in clear silence? We're constantly distracted by music, by media, by outside influence. Like literally, when is the last time you literally just cut out the noise and sat in your thoughts, right? Maybe you actually have done that, but for the people that probably have never done this before, I want you to literally practice for a week. Cut out the music, cut out the social media, cut out the just anything that's literally like, when you have free time, just cut out the noise and sit there. When you're driving to work, don't listen to no music, don't listen to no podcasts. Just sit there and drive and just literally pay attention to your thoughts just for a week. Because like when you cut out the noise, you really start hearing your own internal monologue and you start really being aware of the things that are just happening in your head. Another thing I want to talk about is journaling and just talking to yourself, right? Mainly talking to yourself in the mirror. And again, as weird as it sounds, there's nothing wrong with talking to yourself in the mirror, and I feel like it should be more normalized. Now, don't do it in like a creepy way, right? Like where you're just like you're just talking to yourself and you're talking about some weird shit, right? Like, do it in a way where when you're seeing yourself in the mirror, talk to it like you're your own friend, and talk to it like no one is around you, right? Like no one is around you, and so just be completely honest with yourself. Just talk about just random shit. Just talk about your deep thoughts. The only other person that's probably gonna hear you is your FBI agent that's probably spying on you with your Siri iPhone, right? Like that's the only other person who's probably gonna hear you. But besides that, like literally just talk to yourself. And when you journal, again, your journal, hopefully like if you're able to keep things private and nobody reads your stuff, your journal should also be a place where you literally just write every single thing in your head. Just write it down. And maybe when you do write it down, you can reflect on it a little bit and then burn the paper if you don't want the chances of anyone else seeing it. But literally just talk to yourself. And again, you're the only person who's ever going to know yourself truly. And so you could just say whatever and there'll be no judgment. Well, you might honestly judge yourself a little bit, right? But that we'll touch on that in a whole other video. Literally, yeah, just like keep it real with yourself because no one is gonna hear you. There's some times where I've had some deep thoughts in my head, or maybe some fucking weird thoughts too, but like I'm just like, it's okay. Like I won't judge myself, I won't shame myself. I know that I'm the only person who's gonna hear this and I can keep it real with myself, and if there is something that needs to be wrong, then I need to hold myself accountable, right? Anyways, another quick point I want to say is y'all gotta be in control of your egos. Like seriously, right? Because we are human, we cannot let go of the ego. Like we just can't. Like it's something that's always going to be a part of us, right? But we can at least control it. The ego itself is not bad. Like I feel like a lot of people, when you bring up the ego, you have an ego, blah, blah, this and that, like they demonize it a lot and like they make it seem like such a bad thing when it's not. The ego is not a bad thing, right? It's basically just what you feed it. If you're not in control of your ego, it will prevent you from literally stepping outside yourself, viewing yourself from an outside lens, and allowing yourself to be open to, you know, just the things around you and being aware of yourself and like what needs to change. So again, really just ask yourself in your day-to-day life if the actions you're doing are aligning with who you want to be and, you know, yourself, your values, your morals. Like, are you able to get on your own ass about things? Or if not get on your own ass, are you able to just be aware that you're not living in alignment with who you want to be? And so you're able to guide yourself back into the direction that you want to go. Are you able to do that? Anyways, self-improvement starts with self-awareness. So don't put up a front with yourself. Keep it real with yourself, man. RNH100, stay 100 with yourself.